YouTube. Today I'd like to cover my second videos on powers, and I'd like to cover fractional powers and negative powers. Now these can be super confusing, so let's make sure that we clarify that now so that we're not, we know how to do these questions and we're not getting confused by them. So here it is, fractional and negative powers. We also call them indices sometimes. So if you see the word power or the word indice, it's the same thing, okay? So 4 to the power a half. Well, what does it mean to the power a half? To the power a half is kind of the inverse of squaring. So it doesn't mean that you're halving the number. It means you take the square root of the number. So when you see 4 to the power a half, that means square root of 4, which is 2. If you see 16 to the power a half, that means 4. If you see 49 to the power a half, that means 7. So be aware of that. Okay, so fractional powers are roots. So when you see 8 to the power 1/3, that means cube root. So which number cubed is going to give you 8? Well, 8 to the power 1/3 is 2, because 2 cubed is 8. If you saw 64 to the power 1/3, that would be 4. If you saw, for example, 27 to the power 1/3, that would be 3. So to the power 1/3 means cube root. So when you see fractional powers, these are roots. This is very important. Now negative powers mean flip it. It means inverse. It doesn't mean this is -2. It's a positive number. 2 to the -1 is a positive number. This is very important. I've had a lot of students tell me 2 to the -1, oh, that's just -2. No, it's not. It means the inverse of 2. And the inverse means 1 over. So the inverse of 2 is 1 over 2. The inverse of 2 squared is 1 over 2 squared, which is 1 over 4. So first you use the negative power to flip it, which will give you 1 over 2 squared. So now the negative power is gone, and 2 squared is 4. So 2 to the -2 is a quarter. So this is very important. Now if you have a fraction and you need to inverse it, that's a lot easier. You just flip it around. So it's called the reciprocal or the inverse. So the reciprocal of 3/4 is just 4/3. So these are inverse fractions and these are inverse whole numbers. So be aware of that. So just to recap, a to the power a half, it doesn't mean half of a, it means root a. A to the power 1/3 is cube root of a. A over b to the -1 is b over a, so you need to flip it around. And a over b to the -2 is, well, first flip it around to get b over a, and then you can square the top and you can square the bottom. Because that's how you multiply two fractions. You multiply the tops and you multiply the bottoms. So if you were to square a fraction, you can square the top and square the bottom. Okay, so these are fractional and negative powers. I hope this clarifies it for you. It's not difficult when you know what you're doing. So remember, if this was helpful, please follow us. You can follow us on Instagram at MathemagicMD, and on Facebook, find us on facebook.com/HLMathemagic. Thank you, and until next time, remember, math comes easy when you know what you're doing.